Well, for the past few weeks, West Asia is witnessing major reshuffling. After the two rivals, Saudi Arabia and Iran, met in China and resumed their relationships, this week we cover a top story of a different kind. It is about Syria. After more than a decade of war, it looks like Syria is coming back to the Arab fold. In the past week, a major presidential visit to the UAE was followed by a Saudi Arabian decision to reopen the embassy in Damascus. What does all this mean? Let's take a look. Bashar al-Assad, president of the Syrian Arab Republic, visited the UAE on Sunday for the second time. Assad received a ceremonial welcome in Abu Dhabi. Fighter jets escorted the Syrian delegation into the UAE airspace. Assad was welcomed by the UAE's president, Sheikh Mohammed bin Zayed, on the tarmac. And in a rare public appearance, the UAE's First Lady, Sheikha Fatima bint Mubarak, personally welcomed Syria's First Lady, Asma al-Assad. The display of welcome and warmth was enough of a signal that the UAE is more than ready to reintegrate Syria back into the Arab fold. In 2011, Syria was expelled from the Cairo-based Arab League following Assad's crackdown on the uprising. Since then, Syria has been diplomatically isolated from its Arab neighbors and the West. The visit to the UAE followed Assad's trip to Russia last week and to Oman last month.
I would like to express the gratitude of the Syrian people to you and to the Russian government for the firm positions regarding the war in Syria. These positions are based on the territorial integrity of the Syrian Arab Republic and the sovereignty of its state, the denouncement of terrorism and the refusal of the presence of foreign forces on its soil.
While the UAE opened its arms to Assad in 2018, it was the earthquake that seems to have given a momentum to the discussion. Last month, the UAE's foreign minister was the first to visit Damascus following the disaster. Several other Arab officials have since met with Assad in a gesture of solidarity. The UAE is spearheading the delivery of relief aid to Syria. It is also trying to mediate between Syria and major regional powers, such as Saudi Arabia. Analysts say it was due to the efforts of the UAE that Riyadh finally decided to reopen its embassy in Damascus. The visit also comes just weeks after Saudi Arabia and Iran decided to restore ties after years of turmoil. The development suggests that Riyadh is open to change and adjustment in the region. And if Saudi Arabia finally decides to embrace Syria, it would definitely be one of the boldest moves in the West Asia region, but it is not as easy as it looks. The opposition extends to Arab countries such as Qatar, Kuwait, and Morocco, which haven't sent aid to Syrian regime-held territories. Russia and Iran have been allies of the Assad regime. Cash-strapped Iran has so far welcomed the Arab rapprochement, but has shown no sign of reducing its military presence. And as reports suggest, the goal of countering Iran in Syria will be high up in the Arab agenda for returning Assad to the Arab and international fold. For Assad, under whom Syria is battling an economic crisis and the earthquake fallout, the attraction is tens of billions of dollars needed to rebuild his war-ravaged country. But the Syrian president will still bargain his way through. It was proved when Assad rejected the Russian request that he meet with his Turkish counterpart, Recep Tayyip Erdogan. While the reintegration plan seems to be going smoothly so far, analysts say it will face obstacles. Even if the West gives in to lifting sanctions against Syria, the Arab countries, including Saudi Arabia, Qatar, and Jordan, are unlikely to stick to their plans with respect to Damascus. While many Arab leaders remain disdainful of Assad and his actions on one hand, they also feel international policies isolating Syria are proving to be counterproductive over time. Will UAE's goodwill and its push be enough for Assad? Will Syria be back in the Arab fold soon? Only time can tell. West Asia Bureau, WION. World is one.